There are very few filmmakers that have my interest right now quite like Yorgos Lanthomos, who is probably best known for Poor Things, which won his frequent collaborator, Emma Stone, her second Oscar win. A much-deserved win, if you ask me. But he first came onto my radar back in 2015 with The Lobster, which was a dry, very dark comedy. I saw it at the Vancouver International Film Festival, and it really is one of the movies that stuck with me from there. But yeah, after Poor Things, I think I'm sold. He's a daring filmmaker, one who isn't afraid to push boundaries and make something experimental. We need bold directors like this, making movies that people haven't seen 100 times over. The risky thing here is that Bugonia is a remake, so I can't really champion it as an original piece of film, but it's likely people in the domestic market haven't seen the original 2003 South Korean flick called Save the Green Planet by Jang Joon-hwan. I haven't seen that either, so I can't speak to how this holds up. Bugonia follows two cousins, Teddy, played by Jesse Plemons, and Dawn, played by Aidan Delbus. Teddy is clearly the leader of the two and flexes control over Dawn, who is intellectually disabled, though there clearly is a love between them. They've been keeping an eye on the CEO of a pharmaceutical company that Teddy works for, a lady named Michelle Fuller, played by Emma Stone. They kidnap her, bring her down to their basement, shave her head, and try and negotiate with her because they believe that she's an alien, and during the upcoming lunar eclipse, she's going to be contacted by the mothership, which will be able to approach Earth undetected. So it's going to be a bumpy few days. I went into this movie knowing absolutely nothing about it, which is a great move in general for movie lovers, if you ask me. I love being swept away by a story and not being bogged down with expectations. And this film is exactly the reason why I started this practice. The beginning of this film is intentionally slow-paced and very vague about who everyone is, what their relationships are, and what people believe, true or not. As an audience, we're trying to find all the pieces and put the story together, but some of the pieces we're getting don't fit, or maybe they do. This is the kind of movie where you're not exactly sure what's going on, whose shoes you're supposed to be in, and whose POV you can trust. In that way, the audience is a very active participant in the narrative. And it took me back to drama class as well, where scenes are shaped very much by power dynamics between characters. This is a great movie to study for that reason. There is a struggle for status between the characters, and those who have physical power, Teddy and Dawn, are battling with someone who has superior intellectual power, like Michelle. Can Michelle reason with someone who is stuck in his beliefs, no matter how radical and unbelievable they are, and get through to them? Or is it better to play along and see if you can manipulate their own reality and get an outcome that works better for you? And it speaks to modern issues. It's no secret that misinformation and cultism are becoming more and more mainstream. People are so tribal and entrenched in their beliefs that we can't even agree on what's reality anymore. When that happens, how do you find common ground and work out differences? I don't know. I'm struggling with that myself. And sometimes we feel isolated by it. All of this works because the small cast is, at risk of sounding too much like Bill and Ted, totally excellent. Emma Stone works well with Lanthomos, as clearly seen in Poor Things. They are an excellent collaborative team. She is electrifying in her scenes and is somehow matched by Jesse Plemons, who has been carving out quite a name for himself the last while. More and more he's been appearing in films and stealing the scenes he's in, but this is the first time I've seen him carry a movie and he shows himself to be up to the task. There's an absurdity that's really understated in this film that made me laugh several times in the theater. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to, but now I believe that I was. Bugonia isn't obviously a comedy, but I'm pretty sure it is. It's a dark as hell comedy, but one nevertheless. It's maybe not the most eccentric of Lanthomos' pictures. It actually might be his most accessible, at least from the handful that I've seen. And that's not a bad thing. I think this is a great launching point for anyone looking to get into his work. It showcases his ability to handle much more down-to-earth material. Much of the film is very basic filmmaking, but done with such amazing precision and style that what could have been a very simple film is highly elevated. But it's not for the faint of heart, as there's some very uncomfortable scenes and some genuinely shocking moments. Anyway, I loved it, 5 out of 5 stars. I'm sure that this will be on my list of best films of the year, and Yorgos Lanthomos proves once again that he's one of the finest, most creative filmmakers working today. Don't miss this one, folks.